is on life support. With Scott Mini. Scott, so...
Well, I tell you, gang, I'm still shaken up by the news. The Wilson Phillips thing.
Right.
Done too soon, man. Done too soon.
Fine.
But you know, sometimes you gotta look at the sunny side. At least they broke up before they put out a Christmas album. Sure, you know, this time of year is always dicey for those walking the edge between goodwill toward men and goodbye, cruel world. A Wilson Phillips Christmas record could have put the holiday suicide statistics right through the roof.
Well.
Or I guess in this case, off the roof.
That'll be fine.
Although I am a tad disappointed, I won't get a chance to see the fat one in a Santa suit. There are just some people who shouldn't put out Christmas records, you know. I mean, Neil Diamond on HBO. By all means, folks, make sure you let me know when they repeat that one, because I can't think of anything else that'll get me more into the Christmas spirit than listening to that bald bastard sing Old Little Town of Bethlehem. I mean, having the Jewish Elvis do Silent Night is kind of like Bishop Desmond Tutu belting out a rendition of the Dreidel song. Neil, buddy, ask Santa to put a can of Ron Popeil's GLH Formula number 9 in your stocking, okay? You seen that stuff?
Yeah.
Scientific miracle. Apparently, old Ron has discovered that the cure for male pattern baldness is fuzzy spray paint. I mean, if your life has come down to getting your hair out of an aerosol can before you head out to the office Christmas party, it's time to ask Doc Kevorkian to come over to mix the eggnog. Speaking of eggnog, seems like Bob Packwood's blaming old Demon Rum for his problem.
Yeah.
Yes, me, Packwood's downfall was the wood he was packing. I mean, after all, gang, he is from the Beaver State. No wonder he was walking around with a perpetual chub in his shorts. You know, they're making this out like it's the first time a senator let his Woody get in the way of his work.
Right.
But I tell you, if I were him, I'd get Ted Kennedy to represent me, appeal all the way up to the Supreme Court, and hope that the day my case comes up, Clarence Thomas is on call. Hey, how about that country club in South Africa?
Oh, yeah.
Guess they'll have a little problem getting caddies there, huh? Man, think they would have gotten a hit in Pretoria by now. Wake up and smell the gunpowder, folks. It's gonna be a black Christmas this year.
Fine.
Speaking of revolting Negroes, Whitney Houston, you heard enough of her on the radio lately?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they're pushing her new movie, The Bodyguard. You know, the one with Kevin Costner in his Mo Howard haircut. Apparently, in the picture, somebody's trying to kill Whitney, and Kevin's got to figure out who. But I'll tell you, I hear that in song one more time, it's gonna be me.
I wanna grow up to be just like Jesus and never have to work. Just travel around from town to town, wherever evil lurks. Cross the Holy Land with rod in hand and sandals on my feet. But I'll stop a while and I'll share a smile with everyone I meet. I'm up in the morning.
You know, it's Bubba Paris, academic All-American and 3-time to the 400. I felt his daughter. Or visit StarRegistry.com. I'm Pete Bucky with the Trim Spa Fam Highway Patrol.
We continue with a Hallmark Hall of Fame special presentation. Charles Dickens' immortal A Christmas Carol, the story of Ebenezer Imus. When last we left Ebenezer Imus, the man who hated Christmas, he had just electrocuted dear Bernie Cratchit, his faithful employee who had dared beseech Ebenezer for a half hour off on Christmas. Once home, Ebenezer Imus took some gruel, sat with his miserable cat in his dismal room, checked C-SPAN for any late ethics hearings, and finding none, got into bed. Directly, carolers stopped by beneath his window to spread some cheer. A big mistake.
Hey, what's going on down there? Hey, get away from here. Oh, you want something for making your fruit music? I got a little something for you.
And with that, the meanest, most despicable man in the village threw the contents of his bedchamber down upon them.
There, a little that'll hold you bastards.
Later, as Christmas Eve slipped into Christmas morning, something odd happened, something most disagreeable. Ebenezer Imus awoke with a start.
What? Who's there? Who is it? Answer me.
Good morning, Mr. Imus.
What?
I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Remember, you used to save me.
Yeah, but you're just a bacon-eyed bimbette. I mean, who are you?
Well, Actually, I'm just a composite of all your past dates, you know?
Yeah.
22, perky breakfast model with yogurt for brains.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't change your ways, I'm coming back to haunt you for the rest of your days.
Oh, Jesus, no, please, not that again.
And in a swirl of chiffon, the ghost of Christmas past was gone. But no sooner had Ebenezer Imus laid down again and closed his eyes.
Damn, I could have broke my neck. Hey, Ebenezer Imus, get up, boy.
What the hell is going on here? Who the are you?
I'm Big Feet, the ghost of Christmas present, my man.
Uh-huh.
The Christmas blues you be spreading at the Barnard Cratchit domicile. I'm gonna have to take you over there and show you how you bumming them out. Let's go.
And with that, he snatched up Ebenezer's hand and flew with him through the window.
All right. Look down there, Ebenezer Imus. That's the Cratchit household.
Yeah, I see that. There's Bernie and the frail little crippled boy, Small Paul.
Tiny Tim ain't Small Paul.
I don't know how they can be all so happy. I mean, I gave Cratchit first-degree burns over 65% of his body. And look at that. They're drinking a toast to me.
That's right, Slice. They forgive you for what you done.
Wow.
But I don't.
Uh-oh.
Either you change your ways, promise to send Tiny Tim Cratchit to college, or what the next spell's gonna show you is what's gonna come a pass. Stay black, baby.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. What's coming? What's next, Spirit? Well, hey!
But there was no reply, just a lonesome harmonica riff fading in the distance. Ebenezer Imus found himself back in his room, but not entirely alone.
Ebenezer Imus, arise and follow me.
Hey, wait a minute.
Argue not.
Okay, I'm right with you.
You've seen Christmas past and present.
Yeah?
Now, this is what lies ahead for you if you fail to get a perspective. Behold.
Well, wait a minute. It's my radio station. Who's a dwarf sitting in my chair?
Listen, Ebenezer Imus.
7:45, quarter to late here on the Lupica in the Morning Show. One time again for Chris Berman with sports. Chris, love that outfit, man. My size.
Lupica in the morning? But that little jerk's never funny.
You're telling me. Yet that's your future, Ebenezer Imus, if you fail the Cratchits, especially Tiny Tim.
Well, next day, Christmas, it seemed quite a different Ebenezer Imus, who bounded from his bed and threw open the window, calling out to all who could hear.
Merry Xmas! Merry Xmas, everybody!
And with all the speed he could muster, he ran headlong to the home of Bernie Cratchit, pounding on the door of the startled family within.
Cratchit! Cratchit, open up! It's Ebenezer Imus!
Mr. Imus, what in the world?
May I come in?
Why, of course, sir. Of course. We'd be honored.
And with that, dear reader, Ebenezer Imus, face beaming, strode into the parlor of Bernie Cratchit and kicked the crutch out from under Tiny Tim.
There, you little creep. Screw up my life, will you?
God bless us, everyone. Miracle on 34th Street? It's Imus. I don't think so.
But I just hate this time of year.
line, which is disgusting in itself.
Every time he says that, I just cringe. You think, this guy
This is the guy that used to lie in his own urine drunk, eating a phone booth, and you're calling him I-Man. Like, what did he do?
No. I was never lying in my own urine.
Oh,
that's an example. No. I peed in one phone booth.
No. You got caught peeing in one phone booth.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
No, I think I actually got caught because I think it was running down the hallway.
That's the way I remember it. Yeah, that's it. There was a call for a mop and a man, and Howard Fineman's calling you I-Man.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. This is WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station. Good morning and Merry Christmas. I'm Robin Walensky. Imus in the Morning News Time, 9 a.m. This news report is being brought to you by Gridlock Sam. Get Gridlock Sam's 2003 parking calendar. Includes valuable information on over 30 parking suspension days, the days when most tickets are issued, and how to defend yourself and get tickets dismissed. Just $6.95 at gridlocksam.com. Traditional Christmas songs being sung in churches all across the tri-state area this Christmas. This morning, Santa Mike will be giving away his bike. Mayor Mike Bloomberg, who went to midnight mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral in the city last night, will be giving away the expensive bicycle he bought in case there was a transit strike. An elf reports the bike might go to a lucky kid in Brooklyn. Meanwhile, the mayor will also feed the homeless and visit cops and firefighters who are hard at work this morning, keeping you safe. If you've been dreaming about a white Christmas, your wish is coming true. If you were up early enough this morning, here in the city, there were a few flakes coming down, and a few inches are expected in the suburbs later today. But if your Christmas dinner taking you to Connecticut or upstate New York, get ready to sleep at the airport. If your travel plans take you to Albany, they are expecting 2 feet of snow.
One of the things we have are a bunch of cots, really. We have them in storage, and we've got enough for 20 to 30 people right now. And we've also made a phone call to the American Red Cross and put them on standby for us in the event that we need additional cots.
Doug Myers is a spokesman for the airport up in Albany. That is the closing bell of the New York Stock Exchange yesterday. The big guy in the red suit, Santa Claus, was ringing it. The exchange is closed today, so Santa can deliver all the gifts. Now, all the presents are wrapped and under the tree right now, but last night thousands of shoppers in New York and New Jersey were burning up their credit cards, getting all those last-minute items. Here's what the procrastinators had to say for themselves.
The way I do things. I wait for the last second on everything I do. The way I am. No, it's not a problem at all. It's part of Christmas.
Unfortunately, I usually tend to do last-minute shopping. It's something I got to get out of.
Okay, I'm in the morning sports. There were no local teams in action last night. Today, the Nets facing the Celtics out at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Sweeney Murdy will have more on sports coming up later in this hour. Imus in the morning weather. Today, rain changing over to snow by the late afternoon with accumulations around 1 to 2 inches more in the suburbs. Highs today only in the upper 30s. Tonight, the snow is going to taper off around midnight with lows near 30. And tomorrow, when you may have to return all those gifts that just didn't work out, partly sunny skies with highs tomorrow in the upper 30s, a little bit warmer. Right now, it is 36 degrees, cloudy skies in Central Park. I'm Robin Walensky. I'm in the morning news time, 9:03. Well, the holidays have come. Walensky, Merry Christmas. I'm in the morning news time, 8 past the hour.
'Twas the newt before Christmas, and all through the House, and all through the Senate, liberal spirits were doused. Their heads were all hung in gloomy despair, knowing January 4th, St. Gingrich would be there. Bill and Hillary were sleeping, each tucked in their beds, while visions of health care plans danced in their heads. But then Bubba awoke and climbed out of his rack to go down to the kitchen for a late midnight snack. As he pulled from the fridge some cold pizza and beer, a frightening sight to his eyes did appear. Out by the rose garden, in the pale of moonlight, stood jolly St. Newt, savior of the right. His eyes, oh how beady, like a succulent swine, a nose that was bulbous, almost elephantine, a snowy coiffure swirled with mousse and with jelly, a mouthful of chiclet teeth, formidable belly. Over his shoulder he carried a sack filled with his agenda, an American contract. He stood on the great lawn surveying the scene, then threw back his head, letting go with a scream. Even out by the Beltway they heard him call roll as he brought to his side Jesse Helms and Bob Dole. On Thurmond, on Packwood, Bill Graham and Jim Nussel, Al D'Amato, Bill Archer. Come, gentlemen, let's hustle. From the Washington Monument down through the Mall to the Capitol Building, dash away all. We've much work to do, old Santa Newt spat. 40 years worth of damage done by Democrats. It all must be righted, this liberal haze. Work quickly now, we've only 100 days. He chuckled a bit as he rallied his team, cheering them on with a conservative's dream. A government based upon common sense, a budget that's balanced, stronger national defense. Slackers on welfare, no more will be told. Millions of homeless left out in the cold. Prop 187, a federal rule brought about by the prayers of our children in school. We've taken control, for our nation gets weaker. There'll be a new order now that I'm the speaker. Bubba rushed back upstairs and went straight to his bed, pulling the covers up over his head. There he hid until morning, when by dawn's early light he was no longer tormented by the face of the right. He bounded downstairs and looked under the tree, but saw only himself hung in effigy. With a note from St. Newt and his Republican crew, as he read, Bubba realized his nightmare had come true. Try to push legislation, you'll reach an impasse, 'cause in my House and Senate, you won't even pass gas. If you know what's good for you, you won't ever dispute anything that's decreed by good Santa Newt. But to show you I'm decent and very sincere, I send you glad tidings, so be of good cheer. Yuletide greetings I leave you, served up with a smile. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, Sieg Heil.
All right, here now with observation and comment on headline issues of the day. From the hood, Imus in Washington, Snoop Doggy Dog.
Snoop Doggy Claus, and I'm good to go. I'm fat and I'm jolly and I got plenty of snow. Know what I'm saying? Well, it's Christmas time in the hood, time of getting the spirit of peace on earth, goodwill toward all white men. Another year gone, and the brothers ain't any further along in the struggle than we've been before. So I don't want no fat dude coming down my chimney unless he got my civil rights in that bag of his. How come this boy be busting people's houses all over the world, but ain't nobody never nailed him for breaking and entering? Why is Santa Claus white? Why can't he be black? Instead of cruising in a Slade, have a hoopty Cadillac. I guess if a brother was in your house holding a sack, you'd wait till he turned around so you could shoot him in the back. What's my name? Oh, dear, you shot Santa. It was self-defense, Margaret. Here, quick, put this gun in his hand. Ho, ho, ho. Yo, yo, yo. Got a little gift for all of you dudes at Texaco. To show you Snoop Doggy Claus know what Christmas means, I'm filling up your stockings with black jelly beans. What's my name? Snoop Doggy Claus. Oh, yeah, those are jelly beans, don't mind that rabbit that just crawled out of there. A benevolent Christmas is what I'm dreaming of, full of harmony, peace, brotherhood, and one love. So this holiday season, as you raise in your glass, be thankful Santa doesn't bust a cap in your ass. What's my name? Snoop Doggy. Remember the reason for the season. Snoop Doggy. And that Jesus started out poor, homeless, and discriminated. You know, they was dissing him too. Peace.
Here, now's the time. Was as invasive, voyeuristic, and compelling as television gets.
Coach, chase your cat around the
Pooh, Matt. I'm the prince of f***ing darkness. Sharon!
But that was before Liza.
I'm having the worst day of my life. My luncheon with Joan Collins was canceled. I couldn't schedule my pedicure, and Wilkinson's just informed me we've run out of the 79 Chardonnay. David, darling, be a dear and bring me a handful of Valium and take the edge off, would you?
What could possibly top the at-home exploits of a burnt-out, drug-addled, alcohol-ravaged 54-year-old heavy metal star? How about a burnt-out, drug-addled, alcohol-ravaged 56-year-old pop diva married to a 48-year-old bachelor?
Why do you feel left out, dear? I even include you in my nights out with the boys.
David, darling, don't get me wrong. I love your friends, but I just can't watch Mommy Dearest again.
Spend some time with Hollywood royalty.
Bacon, eggs, scotch, and phenobarb. Mother used to say breakfast was the most important meal of the day.
The honeymoon is never over with Liza and David.
You know, after Peter Allen, I promised myself I would never marry another boy who was prettier than me, but then you came along and kissed me.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm getting the sniffles. I don't want to give you my germs. Air kiss.
Watch them deal with the mundane problems of daily life.
Don't get me wrong, darling. I love Michael. I know he's one of your dearest friends, and I think it's fabulous he comes over to visit all the time, but he's got to leave that filthy monkey at home. Look at these chintz curtains. They're ruined.
Share Liza and David's domestic bliss.
Liza, I cherish you. We're two parts of the same soul, but I also respect you. Our love is not based merely on physical attraction.
But we've been married for almost 5 months now. I think it's finally okay for us to have sex.
See the two newlyweds at their best.
I want to take you upstairs, tear your clothes off, and make wild, mad, passionate love to you. But I'm feeling a little woozy. How many Percodan did you put into that last martini?
Witness them at their worst.
David, have you noticed that almost all of your friends look like my mother?
Liza Minnelli and David Guest.
David, why do you keep asking me for Elton John's phone number? Are you planning a surprise party for me?
Behind closed doors.
Are you having another one of your migraines, darling? Wilkinson, bring me a few jars of Demerol, would you?
Up close and personal on VH1.
Oh, but we just made love, darling.
Oh, did I?
Oh, yes, at least twice.
Old friend, blind Mississippi white boy Pig Feast Dupree with the White Trash Christmas Blues. What's happening, Feast?
Nothing, boy. What's happening with y'all?
Happy New Year, all that.
Yeah, my man, back to you now. Got me a little song here I do for him. Go to somebody's there.
What are you doing?
Just getting my foot fell asleep, yeah.
The Christmas lights are still up. I never took them down last year. I'm sitting here in my trailer with a 6-pack of Christmas cheer. It's a white trash Christmas, but my little woman isn't here. It's a white trash Christmas. I don't think there will be snow. But don't this neon bud sign give my double wide a glow. And I'm pretty lit up myself, 'cause my baby done let me went to Mexico. Santa, if you wanna, please hear my Christmas plea. Stop down at Tijuana, bring my woman back to me. Trim the tree with bottle caps, star made from a can of Mountain Dew. Wrapped up a pack of cigarettes and some leftover barbecue. So on Christmas morning, baby, I can pretend that they from you. Fat man, you don't get it done, then get my old lady here. I got me a gun, and it's loaded for reindeer. Last night was Christmas Eve, but ain't much that I can recall. And though I didn't believe, Santa Claus must have come after all. 'Cause I think I see that Rudolph. Ain't that his head mounted up there on my wall? Here's the white trash Christmas, and my baby's still not here. But at Christmas you should believe in something, so I believe I'll have another beer. And I'll say goodbye to both my woman and the millennium by passing out on this new year.
Blind Mississippi white boy Pig Feast Dupree And a white trash Christmas. Oh, my.
Don't come back, Bits.
Nikon has a perfect camera for you. If you're looking for the perfect reason to get into 35mm SLR photography, single lens reflex.
Be in there.
Okay.
So I have no team to root for. Number 2, I don't bet on the games.
Right.
And number 3, I don't have any relatives going to any of the schools.
Oh, okay.
I don't care who wins.
Right, boy.
It makes no difference to me. Get the games over with. I hate them.
If your radio sounds funky in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
And what's worse, we have to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning before we do the news.
Oh, okay.
Because CBS is televising the games. Who's watching the news at 1 o'clock in the morning? Nobody.
Nobody's watching at 11 either, one. By the way.
Sports Radio 66, WFAM. Who can you trust for the rest of your life? For wonderful dreams and long cozy nights.
Man was a friend of Hillary's.
Shut up.
At the Rose Law Firm where she served a term, charging big outrageous fees. Foster, the dead man, turned up in the park one day. And D'Amato, well, he wants to know how Vince ended up that way. There must be something in those documents they never found, 'cause Maggie Williams shredded them and began the runaround. Now Foster, the dead man, knows the deal, but he can't say. Must investigate Whitewater Gate till we get the truth someday. Somebody thump, thump, somebody thump, thump, what does Hillary know? Somebody thump, thump, somebody thump, look at D'Amato go. Now Foster, the dead man, met a most untimely fate. And now Alphonse thinks that this whole thing's linked to vacation real estate. Senator D'Amato wants to know just what was what. And now he demands what was Foster's hand doing on Miss Clinton's butt. Will you please tell this committee just exactly what went down? Or when I'm finished up with you, 2 more bodies will be found. Then Bill and Hillary, they will have their judgment day. And they'll start to cry as they wave goodbye and the feds take them away. Hear that Hillary wail. On her way to jail.
Good morning, Salmonella.
Morning, Don. Thanks a lot. Shut up.
Fine.
I beat you to it this time.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it
Yes,
did.
you did.
You know, this is a festive holiday season, Don.
Yes, it is.
God, you can't go no place in New York without feeling Christmas.
Right.
Without smelling Christmas.
Fine. Let's not get too graphic.
No, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Right.
It's Christmas.
Okay, fine, Sal.
Swarthy Hindus selling Italian ice. Beautiful thing. Christmas in the city.
Fine, Sal.
I got a little story I would like to read. Every year, traditionally, I read this to all the kids in my neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
It's a very touching story.
What is it?
It was the night before Christmas.
Oh, we've all heard that, Sal.
No, not this one yet.
Oh, I see.
This is the night before Christmas, starring Salmonella.
Oh, let's hear this now.
Thanks a lot. Shut up.
Fine.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the block, not a creature was stirring, not even Ed Koch.
Mm-hmm.
The stockings were hung by the furnace with care, in hopes that by morning they'd all still be there. Me and this skank were getting ready for bed. I wore pajamas. She had a paper bag for her head. When up on a roof, I heard this big crash.
thought it was a burglar. I was gonna kick ass. Went out on a fire escape, looked up in the sky, and what did I see? This freaking fat guy with a red suit and boots that came up to his knees. In the moonlight, he looked just like Dom DeLuise. He had a big sled pulled by these reindeer. He called one of them dancer, so I assumed he was queer. As he crept off the roof, it became clear to me that this guy was looking to steal my TV. Over his shoulder, he had a big sack. He came down the stairs while I planned my attack. I waited a second till the timer seemed ripe, smacked him in the head, bada bing, with a pipe. He fell to the floor with a groan and a thud. I was kind of surprised that I didn't see blood. Instead, he rolled over, looked me in the eye. When I saw who I hit, I near started to cry. I said, "Hey, yo, Santa, I'm sorry, all right?" "Not for nothing," he said, "but this just ain't my night." I got lost in the Bronx. I ran over some nuns. Had a near miss by Kennedy. Rudolph's got the runs. I'm out all freaking night and I'm busting my hump. But I can't continue now, not with this bump.
Yeah.
So do me a favor and be a real pal. Take over for me and be Santa, Sal. I say, "Yo, I'm from Brooklyn. I ain't right for the part." But he said that Santa Claus comes from the heart. He made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Stop at every house, except for the Jews. I got in the suit and stepped onto the sleigh, wondering just why reindeer smelled that way. Took off on my mission, didn't want to be late, while old St. Nick spended the night hosing my date. That night, I was Santa, bringing kids joy and bliss. And if you don't believe me, then hey, jingle this.
Oh, that's very nice.
Since then, I've been with him each year in the cold, riding shotgun with Santa, because he's fat and he's old.
Yeah.
I'm his #1 helper. I've been deputized. So on this Christmas Eve, don't you be surprised if you hear a voice say, real loud and abrupt, "Merry Christmas to all." Thanks a lot. Shut up.
January 6th, you'll get special... WFAN wants to know that Canine Companions for Independence, the national nonprofit organization that trains assistance dogs for people with disabilities, is looking for people interested in becoming volunteer puppy raisers. For more information, call 800-572-BARK. It's currently 37 degrees with mixed rain and snow in Central Park. You want me to save you? I couldn't. You know, I knew I was reading these during the commercial and said, I'm not going to get through that, especially the phone number.
And then when I looked at you, it was over. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Why
don't you wrap this baby up?
Sure. 37 degrees, mixed rain and snow in Central Park. And that's what's happening. I'm Sweeney Murdy with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Giants football.
ShopRite Executive Search.
Merry Christmas, everybody. 10:06 on the Fan. Ian Eagle taking you until 2 o'clock today on Sports Radio 66 WFAN. We got the Yule log going here in the studio. Literally, on the big screen, we have the Yule log. Looking good. It's a white Christmas for some of you out at the suburbs. Here in the city, though, just wet. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is upon us at 718-937-6666. Coming up at 2. You've been waiting for it. It is a reality, and that is the Grand Slam fantasy winner, Jeff Wine, from 2 to 3, making his talk radio debut and getting $5,000 for his services. Not a bad deal. He'll be on at 2 o'clock today. Steve Summers coming up after that. And then we go bull crazy with the Las Vegas Bowl and...
Jigsaw or Monopoly money. We only want the real McCoy. Father Christmas, give us some money. silly toys. Beat you up if you don't hand it over. We want your bread, so don't make us a noise. Give all the toys to the little rich boy. Have yourself a good time. But remember the kids who got nothing while you're drinking down your wine. Father Christmas, give us some money. We got no time for your silly toys. Father Christmas, please hand it over. We'll beat you up, so don't make us a noise. Father Christmas, give us some money. Don't mess around with those silly toys. Beat you up, don't hand it over. We want your bread, so don't make us a noise. Give all the toys to the little rich boy.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch...
Radio 66, WFAN.
Is it Adam Vinatieri or Scott Norwood?
3 degrees in NYC. Merry Christmas to you. We're coming back with some almonds, some Tom Petty, and a whole lot more. Stick around.
In the city and along the coast, could be 6 as much as 12 for interior Connecticut, New Jersey, or the Hudson Valley. Lows tonight with the snow tapering off, 32 in town, 20s to the north and west. Your Thursday, much better. Partly sunny. The day we return those funny-looking gifts we really didn't want. And have to get into another competition for the mall parking spaces. We'll look for highs about 35 with partly sunny skies. Dry and sunny weather for Friday as well. Right now, 33 in New York at 101.1 on your radio.
CBS FM.
Give them a gift they'll love. A blockbuster.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write.
May those days, may your days be merry and bright. And may all Christmases be white. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
CBS FM. Happy holidays, Drifters. Whoa, isn't that lovely to hear that White Christmas? And boy, we are getting one, and Mr. G should be around very shortly. And Dee and I have a little discussion of something that happened that I think caused this. Clyde McFadden leading the Drifters, number 45, White Christmas.
Again, it's brought to you by ExpertSatellite.com, your direct TV provider. Anytime you hear anything you like on Mike and Chris's show, the show with Jody and I, Joe's show, Steve, whatever you like, you can go back and check it out on the archives. Again, it's at WFAN.com. Let's get to the phone once or twice more before we close it out. Jeff is in Providence. Jeff, you're on double my regular time slot of 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And it's a Football Friday show with Mike and the Dog right here on FAN. Good night, everybody. Enjoy the Ranger hockey and happy holidays from Sid. Let's go, Giants.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Are we motivated to sell Volkswagen?
8 past the hour.
I have here in the studio with me this gift that I was given, which I thought was, I was offended from the get-go with this thing. But Mike and the Mad Dog have this radio program here in New York on WFAN, which is the flagship station of the Imus Morning program. Celebrated their 10th anniversary, which was beyond presumptuous anyway.
Starting right there, you don't understand it. Right.
And they wanted to thank various people who they, in their estimation, had been instrumental in their careers. And they, for some bizarre reason, thought that I had been, because they both, at one point, had worked on this program a number of years ago doing sports.
Yep.
And so they gave out these old radios, I thought. Well, there's a replica of a Crosley. And there's a little cheesy plaque on top that says, to Don Imus.
Yeah, glued on.
Thanks for everything, Mike and the Mad Dog. And one, I collect old radios, so originals.
Not reproductions.
Not replicas, not repos.
No.
Repros. Well, I thought, until I learned yesterday in talking to Fatso, Francesa, my friend, by the way, that this was just one of a number that had been given out. Then we talked to the program director of the radio station, Mark Chernoff, who's driving in this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there were 15 of them given out.
At least. He said 15 to 20. Maybe.
He's exercising damage control, too, Chernoff.
Yeah,
there could have been 30 of them.
Well, who else would get them? Now that's our question. Who else would get them?
Well, I don't know.
And Francesa was very dismissive of me yesterday.
Really?
See, he said, well, what were we supposed to do, get you an original? And I said, yeah, Fatso.
Yes.
An original.
That's A, deserve, B, it's what I collect.
Looks like he lost weight, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yo-yo again, deal?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. He went to the bathroom.
I like Francesa.
So do I. So do I.
Yeah, we all like him.
Sure.
He's my friend, so.
Well, there you go. Friends like that.
Now, I know some of the people. I just haven't told you yet. Either you or Bernie or Lou. I know one of the people who got one is you'll be mortified. Well, don't even try to guess. But I mean, I'm just telling you, you'll be.
How does this happen? How do these things continue to happen? It's daily.
No, when they write the history of radio, there's probably 5, 6, 7 people who they'll mention, but it won't be Mike and the Mad Dog.
No.
It'll be me and Marconi, Arthur Godfrey, Jack Benny, Fred Allen, Bill Drake.
Yep.
Maybe Stern. Maybe.
Well, yeah, where do you go then?
And, maybe Wolfman Jack and maybe Alan Freed, but maybe not. And Todd Stores, the guy came up with Top 40 Radio.
Yeah.
That'll be about it. Who else is there to mention?
What is that, like 8? And that's it. Chris Russo?
And Mike Francesa? I don't think that their names are going to be there.
No. Idiots need a perspective.
And Paul Harvey.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe Paul Harvey, I don't know. I mean, the guy, he does the news. But takes long pauses. I mean, hello?
Perhaps.
So, this is just, so we're awaiting the list
of other people who received a reproduction Crosley radio.
Now, I do have, I'm considering destroying this thing. I have a sledgehammer here and protective goggles, by the way.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
The fear is that I'll hit myself with the sledgehammer.
Bang McCord on the head as you swing it back, and then
take out a camera and then bang your knee.
Crush my kneecap.
Flip a disc.
Yeah.
Get Dr. Guida in here.
Look, rack up a tape, Lou.
10 minutes after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Well, it's not a pretty sight. The whole thing is, I'm so angry about this.
I can tell you're seething and trying to.
And here's the thing. No, it's a $100 radio, and I mean they put a plaque on it, and I do like both of them. I like Russo too, by the way. So,
but how much can you stand?
Well, I'll let you guys decide what I should do. I'll let you decide once you hear who else got one. In fact, once you hear who else got one, I predict that you will tear the sledgehammer out of my hands and destroy this effing thing yourself.
Well, I'm all right. I don't understand it already. I mean, just from this.
How could there be 15 to 20 people?
Well, I don't
think it'd be lumped in a list. Like, what is the security guard?
Why didn't they just go ahead and give one to all of their listeners? What they had to come up with that many more, by the way.
At 10:10 on your dial, this is WIN. Good.
23 WCBS News Time. Hello, you're on WABC. Hello, you're on Hello? Anybody there?
Imus in the morning.
What's it take to make the perfect martini? Crystal clear ice. Extra dry vermouth.
Who else got one of these radios?
So you, okay. Well, who? Who else could possibly? Well, who?
Well, we know Gelb got one.
Right. That's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
That is unbelievable.
Gelb and the I-Man on the same level.
Yeah, Bob Gelb and Don Imus.
You know who else got one?
No. No, who?
Mark Mason.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Give me the sledgehammer.
See what I'm saying? Mark Mason, who's the worst person one of the worst people I've ever met, lower even on the food chain than Rick Kaplan. One of the most dishonest, lying, backstabbing, gutless weasels ever.
You have got to be making that
That's
up.
a joke.
He was a program director here when they put their show together, these two morons. He got a radio. He's now the program director over the news station where he's pretty much...
Don Imus and Mark Mason, co-recipients.
Each got one of these radios. And what am I supposed to do with this radio? I have a mic over there. Can you...
Good.
And I put a tape of their program. Let me see if you can hear it. The beginning of their program. Mark Mason.
I can't.
What an outrage.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Well, I know exactly what you better do with it. Wait, I got it. Wait, come on. Come on. Hit it. Hit the damn thing.
Don't you have a gun?
Oh! I want a shot.
Here, you want to get it?
Absolutely.
Stomp on it.
Where's that sword? Let me have it. Give me that thing.
Be careful.
Watch yourself, Chuck.
Well, now...
Yes, friend, we're going to send you 100 baby chicks right now for just $3.95. Cash, check, or money order. Now, just imagine all the fun you're going to have with these little babies. You just lead them around on little leashes. You give them little names. And then, of course, as they grow up and comes wintertime, you cook them and eat them. It's going to be just fun for you. We're going to give you 100 of them for just $3.95 plus COD charges. And if you order right now, your Wolfman going to send you absolutely free of charge a life-size picture of me autographed that glows in the dark.
Imus in the morning.
So here with you, live from the Hard Rock. Having a burger. One thing you gotta say about this place, the food may suck, but at least they give you a lot of it. Which I've always thought was a good metaphor for Bruce Springsteen. But now that his rising tour is officially underway, the boss and the East Streeters together again, traveling to 46 cities around the world to spread the gospel, according to Bruce. I'm encouraged by the recent news that they only played for 2.5 hours. That's right, folks. At his home opener in New Jersey, Springsteen only performed for about half the time he normally does. And one can only hope this trend continues. In fact, in a perfect world, a Springsteen set list would be of Britney Spears type length. Born to Run, Glory Days, Thunder Road, Born in the USA, then flip the bird to the crowd like the little Pepsi tramp did to those paparazzi in Mexico, and it's back on the bus to the next ice rink. Because that's about as much as I can take of his god-awful garage mechanic rock before I start looking for a Kurt Cobain way out. Enough is enough. It's time for the boss to take the Thunder Road to the retirement home before he ends up more of an embarrassment than The Who, which is not all that easy a task. I mean, Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey are great, don't get me wrong, but without Keith Moon and John Entwistle, they're kind of like one of those deals with the old Motown acts on those rock and roll revival shows, you know, where none of the original members are in the group. Last time I saw the Temptations and the Four Tops, they were all white guys.
To Springsteen's credit, at least he's not prancing around the stage topless wearing eye makeup like Mick Jagger and Steven Tyler. That's just too mortifying. I mean, when the colostomy bag shows through the spandex pants, it's time to hang up the mascara brush. And Bruce, feeling like he doesn't have to play every song in his catalog to satisfy all the lemming losers in his audience, is actually a good sign. Because after this new album, The Rising, came out, I finally came to an E Street epiphany. They really suck. Clarence Clemens, Little Steven Soprano, you go to any suburban bar on a Saturday night and throw a rock, and you'll hit 9 guys from some cover band who can play just as good as those two overhyped morons. And Max Weinberg better hope Conan O'Brien won't get impatient with the length of the sabbatical he's taken to do the Rising tour, because he loses his late-night gig. He's lucky if he ends up the drummer of the house band at some catering hall, cranking out Celebrate Good Times Come On at Great Neck Bar Mitzvahs. Still, when all is said and done, you gotta say this about Bruce and the boys. At least, they only played for 2.5 hours. I'm reminded here of that old Woody Allen joke about the restaurant. What horrible food and such small portions. Thank God for small favors. Check, please.
Well, some may call me Springsteen, and some, you know, they just call me the boss. You may not always understand what I'm singing. Well, I admit sometimes I'm also at a loss. My image is pure blue collar, but that's just a whole lot of jive. 'Cause I'm worth a couple $100 million, and I never worked a 9 to 5. Been 7 years since I put out a new album, and baby, that's too long of a gap. So I'm releasing this big piece of crap. Worst she ever seen. So damn exploitive that it's almost obscene. Trying to pass it off like it's a masterpiece of art. Using 9/11 to get back up on the charts. Appearing like I'm sensitive, the feather in my cap, but it's a big piece of crap. Big piece of crap. Well, I'm known for giving concerts that last for 5 hours or so. And all you lemmings eat it up like it's candy, 'cause you don't realize it lasts as more. I write songs about carburetors and anthems for the common man. So every working class minimum wager thinks he's my world's biggest fan. Waiting in line just to buy my album. The checks roll in from BMI and SCAP. No matter that, it's just a big piece of crap. It's a disgrace, cashing in on all the tragedy that's in the human race. Ain't giving none to charity, I'm keeping every cent, 'cause you know I gotta eat and I gotta pay the rent. My conscience and ambition, they don't ever overlap, 'cause it's a big piece of crap. Big piece of crap. Well, this new record is called The Rising. Think it's a quintessential work of our time. And what everybody finds so surprising, they actually make some of this garbage rhyme. Something like Dylan, I'm a Renaissance poet, and they hang upon my every word. But the way the critics rave about me, you'd never know this album stinks like a turd. I'm so pretentious and self-important. When all I've done is put New Jersey on my map, all the rest is just a big piece of crap. This one's for the cops. Hopefully they forgive me for that 41 shots. Here's to the firemen who made a sacrifice for members of their families. This record is half right. Ain't no catastrophe I can't take and adapt it to a big piece of crap. Big piece of crap. Big piece of crap.
Next 60 seconds.
There were a lot of people who were pretty excited the Flatlanders were on the show today.
I am not interested in degenerate emails.
No, this is not.
Okay.
I think you'll be happy with this.
All right.
Quote, I am setting myself on fire after listening to the Flatlanders. I'd stab myself in the ears, except I want to keep them in hopes I can someday hear something to erase the memory of this. Yeah.
Well, I just don't find that amusing. After what you did. I mean, what, Bernie?
That was Mark Chernoff. I'm sorry, Charles. The last day of my life. Think of this. Doesn't play the commercials. Bunch of goobers on.
And they were on Letterman last night. I mean, that geek likes him. I mean, oh, God.
Friggin' hee-haw in the morning.
After that tribute that you did to Jack Buck.
It could have been better, the Jack Buck tribute. I'll admit that.
Oh, God almighty. I mean, let Joey DeFazio handle that stuff for you. That guy's a genius.
He is.
I mean, that would have never happened. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That would have never happened with him.
No, I apologize. It was. I mean, the intentions were good. I thought,
No, I understand that.
Yeah. No.
But the tribute shouldn't be longer than his life was.
You wouldn't know a tribute if it hit you in the lip.
Jesus, God almighty. You know?
Yeah.
Well, the best email this morning was the one that said they can't wait to hear you do the one for me. I don't know why I find my own demise that amusing, but...
Oh, you're not the only one.
Yes, Oh, you bastard. The market's kind of holding firm, Chuck. I mean, it's down, close to 70 points, but it's not down 400 points.
It ain't collapsing.
So, not reflective of what sometimes the futures serve as a precursor for what's going to happen.
Right.
But that means prediction, Lou. Not Lou, Sid. Lou knows. Anyway, Sid, what's going on?
One more for you.
I'm not interested in these,
Okay.
Sid.
Listen.
I think it's stupid. These guys are. I mean, that first of all, Waving My Heart Goodbye is a hit record.
Yeah. You ought to rename it Waving Your Listeners Goodbye.
I don't care.
And Sid wants the foul as well.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my dad, my mom. I'd like to thank everybody.
Your parents are criminals, just like you are. I had them on the air. May God bless them. I love them, but I don't love them. I don't know them. But I'm sure you love them, and they seem like nice people. But your mother's a criminal.
It's unbelievable. In 2 seconds,
and you and your father's going around the house drooling on himself. Hasn't got a clue. Poor guy. And Mom's there saying, it's fine if Sidney wants to steal shirts, Imus. Oh, my God.
They came to him.
Does your mother have a clue? She doesn't like the Flatlanders good.
Yeah. You went from loving my parents to not knowing them in a matter of a second. It's
Well, I didn't want to.
unbelievable.
Well, no, I misspoke myself. I don't know them.
No.
I'm sure they're nice people.
No, okay.
But they're enablers for you.
Yes, they are.
All right, hurry up. What do you got here?
Oh, listen, by the way, I'm thinking about the top 5 announcers of all time. Where would you put Jack Buck? Yeah, he tragically passed away yesterday. Would you put him at the very top of the list? I think I would. Because you have to,
Well,
Mel
I'll tell
Allen.
you the truth. You know who'd be, the reason I pause is because I'm not a good, to be serious for a moment, I'm not a good judge of that.
Right.
You mean sports announcers?
Yeah, top 5.
Ed Coleman.
Well, I guess you'd have to put,
Ahmad Rashad.
Susan Waldman.
I guess you'd have to put Mel Allen.
Jack Buck. Harry Carey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chick Hearn. Bob Murphy.
Chick Hearn, Vin Scully.
Marv
I
Albert.
like Vin. I mean,
Who?
Marv
Jack
Albert.
Buck. Jack Buck. Wouldn't you try to put him up there?
He did rate awful high. I mean, of course, I'm prejudiced, but being a Cardinals fan, but...
I think he may be number 1.
Pat Summerall?
Pat Summerall.
I'm just kidding around.
You kidding me?
Boomer Esiason.
True value in hardware, home centers. This is Pat Summerall. John Madden.
Pat Summerall.
Pat Summerall.
For your duck's bed. The duck's bed. The best thing I ever did for my back.
By the way, before I get sued this morning, I believe I mentioned that Ted Turner was drunk when he made that comment about the Israelis and Palestinians. I don't have any knowledge of whether Mr. Turner drinks or not, or whether he was drunk or not, but he's an a-hole and a loudmouth jerk, and ought to shut up. So, I was speculating on what his state of inebriation might have been, if at all.
Yeah.
Quizzling and a bigot.
Yeah.
All those things. But he did tie Jane Fonda to a bedpost once. Got to give him credit for that.
Too bad he loosened it afterwards.
Yeah. I was going to say, too bad. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it.
What were you going to say?
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it. It's not funny. And don't anybody else say it either.
Come on, Bernie, say it, please.
I don't know.
No, Bernie, don't say it.
What are you going to say?
Bernie knows what I was going to say. Well, no, I'm not going to say it.
Come on.
No, because it's not, believe me, it's not funny. It's really not. Do sports. Do sports.
Okay, the Yankees won last night, beat Colorado 10-5, your final score. The Mets lost to Minnesota 6-1. The Red Sox won in San Diego.
I just told Bernie on the intercom. Was I right, Bernie?
If you're tired of working, go ahead and say it.
If I'd like to retire now, go ahead and say it.
Snaggity, Lee, full-time martini.
Then we can get the tribute ready then.
Twist and shake it, moan and moaning.
You can see how those things happen, can't you?
Right.
Going to Kansas City, here I come. Going to Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm gonna get me one. Imus in the morning.
What does it take to make the perfect martini?
Issues of the day. Imus Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
Indeed, indeed. And thank you as always, Imus, in Rivera, or Reader's Digest, or whatever the heck you're calling that place. Oh, say, how's that Digest stock, by the way? Oops, never mind. Well, I haven't been on in a while, and in my absence, much has transpired. Hard to know where to begin, but I guess I'd have to say that the most dramatic circumstance unfolding right now would be the situation affecting South Asia. In fact, let me just make that issue one. Will India and Pakistan become involved in a nuclear war? And the concomitant issue two, who cares? Mash the button, Nehru. If you turn the whole damn place into a 1.5 million square mile falafel, it couldn't suit me better. I regret having to adopt such an unyielding position, I do, but Dick Nixon's sick of just about everything east of the Prime Meridian. Now, that does cover France, doesn't it? I thought so. Certainly I'm sick of everything anywhere that's talking gibberish in a turban. Jesus, enough already. Oh, by the way, two can play this terrorist game, Alibaba, okay? I mean, I'd be more than happy to engage you in a friendly round or two of Where'd Mecca Go, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, well, let's push ahead. Issue, whatever the hell it is, 3, I guess. Howell Raines, the Panama-hatted bon vivant executive editor of the New York Times, subject of an 18,000-word What Makes Howell Tick treatise in the New Yorker by Ken Oletter. Ken burning 18,000 words to determine why the man's an egomaniacal control freak who exists to drive his employees into therapy, when I could have done it in 6 words. These 6. Mo Dowd won't give it up. Howell made the booty call. Mo slammed the phone down. Seems to me Mr. Oletter needs just 2 things, J.D. An editor and a clue. What else? Let's see. Okay, couple of quick parting shots pertinent in the current climate. What do the acronyms CIA and FBI stand for these days? Central Intransigence Agency and Federal Bureau of Idiots? Just wondering. Oh, and by the way, forget Israel not letting Yasser Arafat back into the country, should he travel outside. A better question, now that he's over there, is whether we'll let George Tenet, the CIA director, back into this country. Moron. Couple more quick points to ponder. Is Congressional Intelligence Committee an oxymoron? And finally, in the same vein, is religious priest some kind of contradiction? Oh, I love the bishops issuing their big dictum, their major pronouncement, that found if priests had their hands down the pants of 2 or more young lads in the past, no good. They get bounced from their ministry. But only 1 lad? Well, hell, fine, Father. Take another lap. I mean, am I dreaming? Here's what the bishops should have ruled, in my view. Forget the collars. The thing that priests ought to have to wear backwards is their pants. Ouch! A somewhat critical view through the old Dick scope today, Dono, from Dick Nixon, a man who kept his pants on, for the most part, when he was the President of the United States.
Please welcome now to the Imus in the Morning program, our old friend, Bill from White Plains. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, I-Man. It's Bill from White Plains.
I know that.
Remember me?
Yes, I do.
I've been away a long time.
I know you have.
I've become a roadie for the Flatlanders.
You son of a...
You know what my main job is?
No.
I push their wheelchairs. I'm glad to see your fingers on the pulse of another new hot young group. When was their last album?
It was 30 years ago.
So you know why?
No.
After they record a song, they're so winded, they take months to sing again. They should rename the band the Flatliners.
Well, that's very amusing.
Some show you got there. You're the host?
Yes.
Music from the Flatlanders?
Yeah.
Warner Wolf on sports?
Yeah.
Who's your guest in the 8 o'clock hour? Bob Hope? You got Christy Musumeci. What's the matter? Helen Hayes was
Oh, that NBA season didn't end soon enough. Give you time to work on that material, huh, Bill?
Instead of the Cardinal reading the lotto numbers last night, why doesn't he read the bingo numbers? They asked Warner who won that shuffleboard tournament last night.
Oh, God.
I still love you, though, I-Man.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh. Me gotta go for the P-road down the bayou. My Yvonne, the sweetest one. Me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, and a filet gumbo. Tonight I'm gonna see Mama Shazamio. Pick guitar, fill fruit jar, and be gay. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Imus in the morning.
Make the... On the air on Friday, pick the winner of the Kentucky Derby War Emblem.
That's right.
And we have... taped evidence of that.
Yes, we do.
And I've been assured by Eddie Scazzeri. Well, by the way, did you see Eddie's hair?
Yeah, he said he got it cut.
He cut a foot off his hair.
Could you
Did
tell?
He? Really?
I really can't tell.
Did he really? I haven't seen it. Well, it still looks the same, but...
Right, exactly.
It looks better, actually.
Yeah. Well, because he has so much hair to begin with, but it does. He still looks good, but I really couldn't tell the difference, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if I cut a foot off of my hair...
Well, you could.
Well, that's a good point. Right.
You have no head.
Please tell Bo to stop it. If he and his buddy were the executive producers of the Osbournes, we wouldn't hear him stop promoting every chance he got. It's the best show on TV. We'd hear how he and Ozzy and the rest of the Osbournes were all up at Rayo's.
With Stevie Witkoff.
That is absolutely true.
Oh, man. I was actually surprised to see that in People Magazine's edition last week of the world's 50 most beautiful people, that Sharon Osbourne actually made that list. I don't find that to be attractive in the least.
The lead singer of Creed was in an accident last week, and police reports said that no one was hurt. Sid doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's possible.
This is America online.
Certainly possible, sure.
And what's going on?
Well, I do have that audio, if you'd like, of the show last Friday, where I was on with Jody McDonald, my midday partner here at WFAN. And I'm going to play it right now. This is the Kentucky Derby prediction from Friday afternoon.
I have the Tyson thing.
Oh, so I can't play it?
No,
Thank God.
I have the Tyson thing.
You
That's what
predicted it
wanted.
fine.
Well, I did predict it, though, and I did play it earlier this morning. I mean, you're witness to that.
What happened to it?
What? Yeah.
Well, he's got a Tyson cut ready to go, Lou, first, so.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
Where'd you have it? In the 6 o'clock sports?
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
No, I have it here. I just want to play it from here, Lou.
I have it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, play it. So if you want them 1, 2, 3, 4 for me, I go Holland's Holiday 1, Castle Gandolfo 2, but that could easily flip. Medaglia d'Oro 3, and Essence of Dubai 4. And again, these things can change by 4 o'clock tomorrow because you'll be on until 5:30 if there was some different weather conditions or something else pops up. Right. I'm 99% sure I'm going to stay with these, but I reserve the right to change tomorrow.
You got to pick a horse.
And your selections are. I'm just going to give you the winner of the race. Go ahead. Forget about selections. I give him, you want me to tell you that Holland's Holiday is going to come in second or third? The winner of tomorrow's Kentucky Derby. Mark it down right now.
Hey, wait.
I hate to give it to him because Bafford's such a clown, but War Emblem is going to win this race tomorrow. War Emblem is going to win the race.
That sounds to me like it might have been doctored.
A whole bunch of tickets.
A
No.
little bit.
No, that was not doctored. No.
That sounded to you like it, Bernie?
No question.
What are you talking? No
It sounds doctored to me.
Undoubtedly.
The tape sounds doctored.
What are you talking about?
It just sounds phony.
Is there anybody, did anybody hear Sid say that? Call me, 1-800-370-IMUS.
Well, this is going to be really embarrassing when nobody calls.
Anybody listening, period.
If anybody
at all.
Did anybody hear Sid say that on Friday? 1-800-370-IMUS.
They have a show?
I don't see the lights. I don't see any lights flashing.
About what time was he on the air right now?
Look at Bernie. Anybody heard this?
I heard Predict. No, yeah, it was great.
What else going on, Sid?
Oh, also the NBA playoffs yesterday. Please, somebody call. I'm begging you. The Nets won yesterday, Game 1 of their Eastern Conference Semi-Series. I'm at against Charlotte. Jason Kidd hit a big shot to break a 91-91 tie late. They win it 99-93.
He's an unbelievable player. I mean, I don't know anything about basketball. But
you know everything about basketball. You couldn't say it any better than you just said it in just a couple of words.
Yeah, well, the guy is unbelievable. I mean, he just puts it up there and it goes in.
You know, they have these pregame shows that go on and on with Ahmad Rashad and Tom Tolbert, and they have, like, sports reporters where, these guys go on.
Yeah.
And in 4 words just now, you said what people have been trying to say for 7 months this basketball season. He's an unbelievable player. 4 words, done. Spectacular.
I've had people kiss my ass for 30 years, but you have reached an all-time low. You are the most disgraceful, embarrassing human being I've ever witnessed.
Yeah.
I mean, you.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Making Charles blush.
Can I just ask
All
you
right, here on line 6.
Oh, we got somebody here?
Here on line 6. Hello.
Hi, man.
It's Eddie Scazzeri. It's your producer, isn't he?
So what?
Eddie.
Yes, sir.
He would never lie.
You heard him?
I heard him.
Well, I believe Eddie, frankly.
See?
I would believe Eddie. All right, Eddie, thank you.
All right.
Here on line 4 is Pat from New Jersey. Good morning, Pat.
Hi. I heard him say it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, here's Bill from Long Island, line 3. Bill?
Bill?
Okay.
Yeah, I heard him.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Here's O.J. Simpson on line 5. O.J., did you hear him?
No, I don't listen to that program.
Well?
I have a hard time tuning it in.
Yeah.
Besides, Sid is stupid.
That he is. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he predicted Seabiscuit would win the Kentucky Derby.
Well, so what's new with you? Okay.
Hey, you kids, shut up, Daddy on the phone. You want me to take you to an Italian restaurant for dinner? I can park by the dumpster, too, if you don't be quiet. This is O.J.
Yeah.
I am very depressed.
What's the matter?
I feel bad. Here we got another Mother's Day coming up, and my kids got nobody to send no cars or candy to.
Well, you killed her.
Nah, that's not true. It is my fault because I failed miserably in my quest to find the real killers.
Yeah, well.
If I had just found the real killers, my kids would finally have some closure.
Yeah.
I thought I had a lead in the case, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't pin the murder on Robert Blake. I even asked him, just as a favor to me, I said, Bobby, please give my kids some closure. You going down for the murder of your wife? What's another 2? It ain't like you getting the death penalty, and it ain't like you getting out of jail in the next 150 years or so.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't do it. That's selfish in my view, Imus.
Well.
I thought he would be nice because he was a little rascal and all.
Yeah.
I mean, Spanky would do it, Bobby. Alfalfa would do it.
You know, Imus Alfalfa was murdered himself.
I didn't know that.
He got killed in some bar fight, and I don't know if the real killer was ever found in that case, but I always suspected Butch, because Butch was always Alfalfa's enemy.
Right.
It's not easy to find the real killers in these cases, Imus. It takes money. If I had more money, I could hire some help to find them.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe I could do one of those reality TV shows like Ozzy Osbourne. You know, put cameras in my house and follow my every movement.
Yeah.
Then I realized that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Because if I had cameras in my house on that night in 1994, I might not be talking to you today.
Hey, didn't I tell you kids instead of that? That's it. Daddy's gonna go put on his scary hat and gloves.